Yahweh. Judaism's Kabbalah are based on the teachings given by the Yahweh collective located on Saturn, and they are a part of the negative alien agenda group's consortium of archons. A name of the Hebrew God, represented in Hebrew by the Tetragrammaton, for letters, Yod-Heh Vav-Heh, transliterated into Roman script YHWH. Because it was considered blasphemous to utter the name of God, it was only written and never spoken. The name of Yahweh ceased to be pronounced. In modern Judaism, it is replaced with the word Adonai, meaning Lord, and is understood to be God's proper name, and to denote His mercy. The earliest putative reference to Yahweh in the historical record occurs in a list of Bedouin tribes of the Transjordan made by Amenhotep III, circa 1391–1353 BC, in the Temple of Amun at Salab. The place name appears to be associated with Asiatic nomads in the 14th to 13th centuries BC. A later mention from the era of Ramesses II, circa 1279 BC, 1213 BC. Eye of Yahweh. All intermediary lenses of mind control, Eye of Yahweh, Eye of Jehovah, Eye of Horus, and other religious control mechanisms requiring salvation or redemption, must be broken away in order to seat the mind of one God. This all-seeing eye of God is coming to reside as the living presence in our rewired brain. 666 Curse. This level of the blockage and quarantine is what is referred to as the 666 seal, and is a genetic block in the sixth-dimensional frequency layers residing within the 6D indigo ray and 7D violet ray monad, or oversoul bodies and crown chakra, which is referred to as our wings. Essentially, this relates to the trauma of having our wings cut off from our light body, and is related to the curse of Yahweh. This fact is what created many of the fallen angelics and the watchers trapped on the earth. Ezekiel. Ezekiel cannot go anywhere until this field is cleaned up in relationship to collective masculine consciousness, especially that which is connected to the Hebrew lines. Recently, it has been magnified that the bones and graves of prominent people like Ezekiel had been robbed by the negative alien agenda. They use the morphogenetic fields of certain key figures that they have picked for religious heroes or other roles that further the Yahweh Jehovian false father god religions on the earth. In these cases, people have been mummified or buried in the earth when they should have been fully cremated. This also has relationship to the timeline of the Masada massacres and Herod I, to whom Ezekiel gave explicit prophecies many years earlier. Herod was responsible for the construction of the Temple Mount and the second, Herod, temple in Jerusalem. The curse of Yahweh is related to Ezekiel and to the sextant matrix that was used to shorten the human lifespan and kill the body. Bones were collected upon the death of the body to create a more sinister way to trap the human consciousness. Thus, trapping the consciousness through the dead body's bones that are buried down here in the earth. This has happened to Ezekiel, and he is held in place through his religious prophecy, which is an alien construct in the earth. This is very important in the timeline of body elemental corruption. The sextant matrix is equal to degrading the elementals, and to the corruption coded into the mitochondria and DNA as miasmas. Sacred Decad. Tetractys. As a mystical symbol, this was very important to the secret worship of the Pythagoreans, which became the basis of many mystical teachings. Kabbalah, Freemasonry and Rosicrucianism have claimed to have evolved out of the Pythagorean Brotherhood. 10 is the all-inclusive structure of the four-dimensional universe, which also represents maintaining the domination and order contained within the structure. Thus, 10 also represents the matrix of that construct which hypnotizes and keeps one locked in the illusion of the third-dimensional world. This ninth stage of the galactic zodiac law, Ophiuchus, is transmitted to the planet in the combination of divine ether and water, or fiery waters, which carry the archetype of the sacred wound healer of humanity's spiritual ascension. These 9 divisions of the magnum opus of alchemical law meet in Ophiuchus and are 3 times 3, plus the universal prima materia, Azoth, life force which equal 10, the sacred decad of Pythagoras. The Hebrew tetragrammaton, YHWH, 4, and 10 spheres of emanation in the black tree of life are based on the sacred decad or tetractys. This is a triangular figure consisting of 10 points arranged in 4 rows, 5. Violent religions. Upon the invasion of the planet that transpired in stages since the Luciferian rebellion, the negative alien agenda was formed by the intruders to prepare the inhabitants of the planet to worship false alien gods, such as Yahweh and Jehovah. Both of these are collectives that feed into negative aliens' group of archons that feed on the planetary fields through those humans that pray, give offerings, and worship these alien entities through the creation of their violent religions. There are sophisticated mind control matrices that run the religious software programs through false white light webbing that is designed to capture the human soul in consciousness traps. These are called Eye of Yahweh and Eye of Jehovah. They operate as refraction lenses that bend light into artificial holograms and synthetic timelines. To enforce their patriarchal domination in human culture, some false father archetypes were hand-selected by the negative alien agenda and showcased as patriarchal prophets for their violent religions. Through brainwashing methods employing militarization strategy with technological mind control, the predator mind and their religions were downloaded into the planetary mind. When the planetary mind was invaded, the collective race mind of humanity was forever changed. Over generations of religious programming, the truth of the negative alien agenda invasion was forgotten through the consistent consciousness wiping and recycling of the collective soul body of the earth. This allowed the negative alien agenda ideology of killing, warring, persecuting and torturing humans to run rampant on Earth, and for humans to believe they are bound to a variety of insane, religious rituals. Repeated rituals are emphasized in Orthodox religion to mind control people into strict dogmatic beliefs mixed with an obsessive level of anxiety. Mind control implants are used to activate anxiety in the person if the ritual, prayer or offering is not prepared to exact specifications. This is a form of indoctrination into their symbolism and religious interpretation. One may notice that in the religious zealot implant, or in satanic ritual, the person's fear and anxiety feeds the vampiric entity. The entity then stimulates the binding to religious or ritual addiction to continue to generate energy from them. When a human mind is dogmatic, obsessive and ritualistic, it shuts down and loses access to free and open thinking. History of the Yahweh Matrix. Transcript. Now before we get started this evening, recently there has been more activity in the passage that leads to Ascension Earth, and I have been observing events from a location called Inshallah Passage, which means protected shelter. It is one of the protected passageways that lead to the safe zones while there are wars and conflict occurring in the transdimensional fields. This area is hosted and held in place by the Aquafarian shield, and it has been brought into awareness to know of its role in genetic rehabilitation of the human 12 tribes on the earth that have suffered genetic engineering for alien hybridization and consciousness slavery. The Aquafarian shield holds the genetic record that is called Blue Feathers, which represents the 12 tribes of the Christic Aquafarian races from Andromeda in the crystal eternal tree of life, of which many of us are direct descendants of. Or this is the region where we evolve to in our future Christic self. The 12 tribes of Aquafarian are transmitting activations this year in order to help clear out the Yahweh and Metatronic infection of reversal light coding in the Earth human 12 tribes coding or tribal shield, and it is for this reason this information is being brought to our attention, as it is the content and the quality of energies we are working with during this time. Connection between Yahweh and Metatronic reversal that led to genetic damage and black hole alien hybridization is explained as multiple millions of years ago the host mission of the Metatronic family was to help repair the parts that fell into separation in the Milky Way that were originally from Andromeda. This was the result of the Lyran Wars or the fall of Lyra. Lyra was the 12th gate that connected directly into the Andromedan galaxy. When Lyra fell, its higher pieces that had connected to the natural crystal codes or Christ codes and crystal architecture, the eternal living light architecture, became reversed and locked into the Milky Way system. As a result, it became distorted, and the Metatron collective attempted to retrieve and repair this 12th gate, and unfortunately they failed. As a result of the failed attempts of the Metatron collective, they were absorbed into the AI system that became formed, and this eventually digressed into the Yahweh system, and this system or matrix that is connected into a black cube matrix. This black cube matrix is connected in through Saturn, and that construct is siphoning life force from our universal time matrix and routing it back into their black hole system, the place that is the origination of these negative alien agenda intruders. Saturn is also the solar 7th gate, so it's been pumping out reversal violet ray plasma light, and this has been a source of the distortion that generates reversal violet light onto our planet. This is one of the alien constructs that is used to impale the crucifixion implants on the axiotonal lines throughout the planetary body. The Saturn control base has been in warfare over these black cube constructs, which also relates to the reversal violet ray plasma fields that were being transmitted from Saturn's bases. So, the Yahweh system leads back into the black hole system from a black star that is located in the center of our Milky Way galaxy called Abaddon. The Yahweh system took over the 4 cardinal directions, or what we call the divine infinite calculus in our universe. They have used the Yahweh system to take over the aurora pillars and the crystal cathedral trinity wave architecture in the fallen or split-off descending timelines that impacted the Earth in the first density. This is what the negative alien agenda are fighting to maintain now. This system is called the Yod-He Vord-He, YHWH system. The YHWH system correlates to taking over all of the numerical 4 constructs used in building architecture in the matter realms, such as in the use of manifesting the cardinal directions, north, south, east and west. Each of the YHVH relates to a direction and a fallen angelic hierarchy. Calling on this Yahweh system through the YHVH matrix or tetragrammaton is common in squaring the circle, which is how an occult ritualist sets the directions in an energetic space. This may be used in some New Age practices or in black magic rituals that are bound to the Hebrew-based systems, the mystical Kabbalah, or other mystery schools or religions that worship Yahweh. Recently, the Black Magic Thothian Network and Qliphoth were discussed to better comprehend how black subtle forces are being generated and circulated in the Black Tree of Life, of which they have been systematically assimilating into the AI programs. Artificial Tree of Life. Thus, Judaism's Kabbalah and the Artificial Tree of Life is based on the inverted teachings intentionally given by the Thothian groups to generate reversals in the knowledge given in the original founder records, and this is overseen and administered by the Yahweh Collective located on Saturn. The Kabbalah esoteric information was brought through in pieces from distorted patriarchal Melchizedek intelligence that had been captured and reverse-engineered through their original knowledge of the universal tree of life and the quantum mechanics that are included in the 12 holographic plates of the Emerald Founder records.